Hey, this is another edition of question teens are afraid to ask. I keep saying that because of your familiarity with your children, there are some questions they are so ashamed to ask you. They feel you might get angry or they are just too shameful to just ask you. And they are seeking answers. And most time you see them, they will go outside to go and ask these questions. And by the time they meet the wrong person that will give them answers, it might not end well. So here on Mom of Things, we have a WhatsApp channel. You can use the WhatsApp channel on my bio to send us messages or give your teenagers. Let them send us anonymous ask questions and we will answer it just the way they want. And if you know you have a question too as a parent you want to ask, feel free to use our WhatsApp channel and see us answering your question the way. Teenagers can sometimes be hurtful. That one we know. But with the right channel, you can get answers. So on today, we have good questions that teenagers sent to us through our WhatsApp channel. And these questions will blow your mind. Please stay true to the end because I believe the last one, I kept it specifically for that, will blow your mind. Teenagers are asking questions and actually they need answers. So on the first on my list today is this. He said, my parents are always quarreling. How can I help? Or what can I do to help? Young chap, the things of the adults, please leave it for the adults. Sometimes adults quarrel because they disagree. And at the end of the day, they tend to come and agree. I know it's disheartening, especially when they are doing it in your presence. And it's also demoralizing you. I know that. But there's one advice I want to give you. Whenever you notice they are quarreling and you are there, can you just gently get up, move to your room, or go to a secluded place where you will not hear their talk? This is adult business. And sometimes it happens. I cannot tell you your parents are free of this. No, or they are alone in it. No, it happens to most adults. And that is why I'm telling you that adult business, leave it for the adult. And this is to my parents, a simple advice for you. Please, I know sometimes quarreling within spouses is inevitable, but don't do it in their presence. It's demoralizing your children and you don't know. Sometimes they are just so afraid to tell you how bad it is affecting them. Remember, these children are innocent. When you are happy, they are happy. And when you are sad, they are sad. And especially when you are doing these sad things in their presence, it tends to bring their morals down. Imagine a cheerful child, all of a sudden the child start withdrawing just because of your attitude. And above that, you find out that these children, they will always want to look for where to go because of your constant argument and of your constant struggling and quarreling. It is not good to do it in their presence. There are better ways to go about quarreling without you doing it in the presence of your children, especially your teenagers. And that is why you see sometimes when the quarrel starts, you see the children crying and begging, telling you guys to stop. And in the process, you guys will not see stop. And yet you'll be doing it in their presence. It is a very bad habit. This child is saying they're always quarreling. Even that means it is only when you are quarreling, you are doing it in their presence. When you guys are smiling, gisting, you keep it to themselves. What morals are you actually teaching your children? If you have a son, what are you teaching your son? And if you have a daughter, what do you expect your daughter to think of the opposite sex? These are some of the things you should ask yourself. I'm not saying you should not quarrel. I'm not saying you guys should not do whatsoever, but please, can you limit it where the children, if it must happen, let the children not be in the house, or you lock yourself inside the room and do whatever you want to do and come out being cheerful. I hope this sent a message to most of our parents that do quarrel in the presence of their children. This thing is not a good habit and it is terrible. It's affecting children in one way or the other and it's affecting them negatively. Take it from me, negatively. So, and this person wrote two questions. The second one is this. He said, will I look like my dad when I grow up. You can see the way this question, this quarrel has actually really dealt with this young boy's image. He is asking, will I look like my dad? The truth is this, the way you want to be depends on you. It is not whether you're the way your dad and your mommy are acting in your presence. No, you can also rewrite your own story. You can tell yourself, no, I don't want to look like my mommy. I don't want to look like my daddy. I just want to be myself. With this, you'll be able to help yourself. And because your dad and your mommy are acting does not mean that you will. Like I said, you can always change your story. Because they give birth to you does not mean that you will look like them. And if you notice you've started having characters just like the way your parents are doing, start working on it. And one of the characters that might lead to such is anger. And if you know you've started having that anger issue, start working on it, because it will help you in the future, so that your own children will not start crying and be thinking, will I look like my dad? So you mustn't look like him, but the way to do it depends on you, and it's you that will tell yourself, this is what I want. So parents, I will still come back to us. No matter how bad it is, don't do it in the presence of your children. You might feel it is not affecting them. You might feel, oh, they are growing up, so they will understand. Most times they will not understand. Most times they've not grown up. You are the mirror they are always watching. I keep saying this on my videos, that you are the mirror, you are the step, you are the characters they emulate. And that is why if you are the one hitting your spouse in their presence, don't get it too far that your son will do that, even in a relationship. And if you feel that hitting a spouse is normal and you keep saying it is normal, one day the child will tell the girlfriend or whoever and said, if I hit you, it is normal, nothing wrong with it. But that is a bad character. Please, can we just change? Can we stop doing it in their presence? These children, they are growing. And imagine when they grow up, their spouse calls you to tell you that your son, your daughter did this, and you not remember what you've been doing to your partner. I believe it will not be something that you want to let go. It might be a bad character that you are exhibiting, but please don't let your children inherit it. Here is another question again. Here he said, what should I do to make my parents believe me? To this young teenager, I will tell you this. You might have been doing things that makes your parents not to believe anything you are doing. Even when you are right, they will still tell you it is wrong because of your past incidents, and you've actually used it to dealt with them seriously, and this is not one thing that is good. Yes, and for you to redeem your image, you can't buy your way out, and you can't do it suddenly. Yes, you have to take time and build your image back. Let's assume you've been the one causing trouble in the home and they be telling you change and you've not changed. Now you now realize that, oh, what you are doing is actually bad and you want to change, and you expect them to believe you all of a sudden. No, it's going to be gradual process. When I mean gradual process, is by you sitting down. Those things they've been telling you not to do is by standing and deciding to tell yourself, I'm not going to do it again. And in changes doesn't happen under 24 hours. Changes don't happen suddenly. Change happen gradual, and you don't even need to announce your change. The truth is this, the change will come on its own. People will notice it from your character. So let's assume you'll be the one always quarreling, shouting, fighting, and be the stubborn one or the black sheep in the house. And all of a sudden, they notice that even when you are pushed, you don't react. The first time, second time, third time, everybody will not be saying, what happened? And another day again, such a thing happened, and you the same reactions, nothing. Then you find you got to see them. Everybody will not be saying, oh, he might have changed, or he's changing. And with this, you are not the one announcing it. They are seeing it in you. Let's assume you are the one that is always the bully in the house. And at the end of the day, they've quarreled, they've begged, and they've told you, stop doing this, stop picking people's things that is not yours. All of a sudden, they drop something and they came back and they met it there. And you are at home. They will first of all be shocked. But before you know, they now notice that everything that is kept in a particular place, even with you in the house, you are not taking it. Watch out. They will start believing you. With that, you are redeeming your image. And please, one advice I will give you is this. Don't do it for eye service. Don't do it because you want them to know. Because by the time you are doing eye service, you will come back to that same character you are trying to live. But if sincerely and genuinely you want to do it, then let it flow. It will just flow on its own and you will just see yourself living it. I'll give you an example. Have you seen a child trying sucking thumb and you are trying to tell the child, don't suck your thumb? You've tried so many things and the child keeps sucking his thumb. One day you just notice that you no longer see that child sucking the thumb. You set every trap and the child is not sucking his thumb. What happened is this. The child did not do it because to please the parents. Maybe the child is even tired of that character and the child wants to change. You find out that the child will just wake up one day and notice that he doesn't suck his thumb again. And that is how change is. It doesn't come once, it comes gradual. And if you want to prove a point to your parents, start it now and let the change announce itself. I hope I've been able to answer this question for you. So another question is this. This person is saying, this is coming from a parent, and the parent is saying, how do I handle a stubborn child? You see, I have a video on this, and please go back and watch it. You understand. Sometimes the children we term stubborn are not actually stubborn. No, it might just be a different thing entirely. Why am I saying this? That child that is termed stubborn, why are you calling them? Why are you saying the child is stubborn? So first and foremost, you have to know what is stubborn child, the characteristics of a stubborn child. So if you know these characteristics, then you'll be able to term your child stubborn. Now let's assume the child is stubborn. Why a child you gave birth to became stubborn? Something must have happened along the way. Sometimes upbringing could be the problem. Environment could be the problem. See, environment play a whole big role in a child's upbringing. You can't live with children that are stubborn if you know the definition of stubborn. You can't live with children that are stubborn and say your own child should be free away from it. You have to put in effort to make sure that child doesn't look like the other people in the streets. Yes. Because if you say you are not putting effort, you are not going to be intentional in your parenting because of the environment you are living in, then you will have a stubborn child. The child you will call and the child will not answer. When you even send the child on an errand, the child will stand your face and tell you, I am not going. It is not because the message you are sending is not good for the child. It's just that that is what the child has been seeing other children of his or her age acting, and he decided to bring it home. And at that point, it's not the time to start beating, it's not the time to start yelling. That point is the time for you to sit down and choose your battle. Now know what you need to do and what you don't need to do. Sometimes yelling will not give you the proper answer. Sometimes beating will not give you. Sometimes your silence will send a whole lot of messages, and the child will tell himself that this one my mommy never reacted is bigger than when she reacts, and you see that child changing. Another thing could be your attitude. What ways are you using to bring up this child? Are you the one that little thing you've hit, little thing you have? Yes, I'm not saying that you shouldn't do some at some certain times when it's needed. Remember, I said when it is needed, when to yell, when to cane, when to hit, when to keep quiet, and when to react. If you have this, then you know how to handle that your stubborn child. I think I'm going to be taking, if I have more questions, I'm going to be taking more questions about how you can differentiate if your child is stubborn or if your child is not. I pray I get a question on my next video, and I will be talking it. And above all, have you really known, do you really know if that child is stubborn? Sometimes some parents will say, oh, I've been calling this child will deliberately keep me quiet. That child might not be deliberately keeping you quiet. That child might have a medical condition and you don't know. Yes, that child might have an hearing problem and you don't even know as a parent. And that is why I said be intentional. When the child keep telling you, mommy, I did not know, I did not hear, and you say you are lying, you should know, I've been saying it. That child could have a medical condition and you might not know. And when the child is telling you, I did not, please sit down and check very well if that child is actually okay. I hope I've been able to answer this particular question. And before I round up, I want to give this particular advice to my parents. This is the icing of the cake. You see, when your child does something and you are not reprehending that child, you are not doing that child good. Yes, a child could have a bad behavior or do something that is bad in your presence, especially the teenagers. You should tell them they should stop. If you tell them you are on your own, let him be, I don't want him to get angry, you might be, no, you are not doing that child good. What am I saying? I notice one thing about a lot of this generation parenting, that most time we feel that since they are doing it and it is not affecting us, then they should continue doing it. Whether it is bad, whether it is good, you just let them do it. And it is not good, because the day the trouble comes, you will regret why you did not tell that child to stop. Let's say, for example, you know your young teenager is always coming in with young girls and you feel that, oh, they are just friends, they are schoolmates. It goes beyond that. At what age? Why is that boy, why is that girl acting this in your presence, and you are not telling the boy and you are not telling the girl, stop it, not in my house, you are too young for it. When he gets to that stage, I know what to do. Instead, you are allowing that child to do what the child wants to do because you feel it does not affect you, as far it does not give you trouble. And who said that that character will not bring trouble later? Let's do well, because a lot of things are happening in this society now, and we'll find out that one of the things that is making our children addicted to such life is because we parents, we no longer talk. We feel that, oh, let them live their life, that is the in thing. It is what is happening. It is what is happening does not mean your child or your children should indulge in it, because you and I know that that character is bad. I hope this happy parents today. And you cannot say I'm the soft parent, I'm the type I don't like trouble. When you have children, you should be ready for trouble. You should be ready for yelling. You should be ready for talking. You should be ready for actions upon actions. I think this is one thing that if you cannot take anything in this video, this should be one of the things you should take in this video. It will help in your parenting. And please do well watch other of my video until I come your way next time. If you are new to this channel, this is Mom of Things. Please don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like and drop meaningful comment for any of these questions that you send. I will relate it to the teenagers. I hope this help a parent a great loss or a lot. And until I come your way next time, please stay tuned and have a fun day.